It's interesting. After the financial crisis, I would sit on panels, real estate panels at conferences, and one of the most overused questions that moderators would ask is, what inning do you think we're in? Right. And I I tend to not love that question because what I've learned over the years is that you can end up in the same place for entirely different reasons, right? I think this market is very unique and very confusing. And I think that's part of the reason why the Fed keeps raising rates, hoping to offset inflation. But if you see what's happening, every time they raise rates, certain indicators come back consistent with a reduction in inflation. And then other reports come back indicating that their efforts really haven't yielded the results that they've wanted, right? So, you'll see a strong jobs report, right, which goes against the idea that inflationary pressures are being tempered. And I think it's just even more complicated now because of all these exogenous factors, right? These conflicts in other parts of the world, where there are very high stakes and very little clarity as to what's going to happen next. I don't know. Like, in many ways, to me, it feels like we're already in a recession, even though the numbers may not technically be indicative of a recession per se. I feel like personally, my standard of living has declined a lot. There's things are much more expensive. Your dollars go not as far. When you think about the jobs out there, people are not really hitting it out of the park in terms of what they're offering for salaries and bonuses. Benefits are constantly being squeezed. So it almost feels like we're living in a recession at the moment. But at the same time, I'm a person whose entire career was jump started by a crisis, right? By chaos in the commercial real estate markets. I graduated from business school during a downturn in commercial real estate. And even with an MBA, it took me like 6 months to find a job. But it was also a job that ended up being the beginning, like the kickoff of an entirely new industry. So there's always opportunity out there. And sometimes the worst times or the most dislocated times are the best times for finding outsized opportunities. You just have to sort of keep your eyes and ears open, and your mind open, and pay attention to the things that are going on around you. And you have to also keep in mind that nothing lasts forever, right? Just like good markets or run-ups in the market don't last forever. These recessionary periods or these challenging times don't last forever either. You just have to kind of hold on and navigate your way through to the best of your ability.